helping incentivize real employment. This initiative consists of ideas developed by bringing both the business and labor communities together throughout the state. It was imperative that all sides of the issue be heard. This summer, I was fortunate enough to be able to bring labor and business together, management together, where the emphasis was understanding the problems that we face here in New Mexico in terms of the economy and in terms of trying to create jobs. A lot of those individuals are in the room today, and I want to thank you for the time that you spent. And I want to emphasize that this jobs initiative isn't something that is over once this legislation is brought before the body, but it's a continuing body of work that we're going to have to continue to develop from now until whenever any of us leave the legislature. But it's very important, and once again, I want to thank those people who were part of that group. The initiative is about creating an economic base that our state needs. It's not a giveaway. It's in terms of trying to get businesses and labor to understand that compromising in a time like this is the most important part. I was watching a 60 Minutes or a newscast yesterday in it was about Detroit and how the automotive industry finally has bounced back. And that was because labor and business finally understood that there were compromises that had to be made for the betterment of both the industry and for jobs creation. And that's what we're trying to do as a group. Now we have a lot of bills that are going to be introduced, a package of at least 11, I believe, and we haven't got a consensus by the Democratic caucus. But these are bills that I feel are important that can be supported by a majority of the legislators in this state. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Senator Sapien and Senator Keller and the other senators in the room to go over. I believe we have a press release with the different bills. I don't know that it's been handed out as of yet, but we might want to hand that out now, Ariel, if you don't mind. With that, again, and Senator Carlos Cisneros and our whip, Mary Jane Garcia, Senator Eichenberg, Senator Fishman, and of course, Senator Phil Griggle. He's always taking care of our agricultural needs. And I will tell you, one of the things this summer that we talked about was the vitality and growth of our agricultural areas. And I'm telling you that we've relied on our ag industry for many, many years, and somehow we may, over the past 8 or 9 years, or maybe even less than that, forgotten how important that industry is to our economy. And it's time we understand that a little more. Mr. Baca was very essential in bringing some ideas. I don't know if any of you know, do you know that we don't manufacture much in terms of our agricultural industry here? Beef jerky has to be taken out of state to get that done. And I was amazed at it actually, because I always thought we had the ability to do that. But bringing back a manufacturing base, or bringing in a manufacturing base to our state, I think is essential in kickstarting this economy. So with that, again, I'm going to turn it over to the ladies and gentlemen in this room. I want to thank all those people, again, who participated in the Jobs Initiative program this summer. And most of you are sitting here in the front row. And what we might do before we turn it over to them is, those people that were in the Jobs Initiative, why don't you get up and introduce yourselves? I think that would be helpful for everyone. And I know Senator Fishman and Senator Miller were at some of our meetings, but for the rest of the body.
Good morning. My name is Ray Baca, Executive Director for the New Mexico Building Trades Council, representing the construction labor unions here in the state.
I'm Steve Crispin, Executive Director of the Mechanical Contractors Association. I represent the signatory contractors, those contractors signatory to Local 412.
Good morning. I'm David McCoy, Executive Director of the Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association.
My name is Jeet Gilliland. I'm president of the New Mexico FFL-CIO and now lobbying for KL House Construction and the National Electrical Contractors Association.
Good morning, my name is Gene Baca. I'm with Buena Foods, and I am representing the agriculture industry here in this task force.
Dan Silva, by myself.
I'm Terry Bruner, the State Director for Rural Development at the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Carter Bundy, Political and Legislative Director for AFSCME.
Good morning, I'm Mike Pulley with the Associated General Contractors.
Thank you again. With that, Senator